I was no chef, and my partner either. We were both out of the music industry. We didn't know how to bake without having a clue what we got ourselves into. And after 2 years, we opened up 30 shops within 4 countries within 2 years, and then we sold it. We called another friend of ours who was working in a bakery, and he gave us a few hints and lessons, and we put a donut machine in the living room. It was a really small apartment, like a 2-room apartment of my friend's house. His wife hated us for that.
I can imagine.
We put it in the middle of the living room, and we tried, and then we figured, okay, that didn't work out, so we had to outsource it and get it from somewhere else. But yeah, that was actually how it went. We just tried and did it. And many people came into our shop and was like, okay, that was such a great idea. I had the idea. And then I figured, okay, so many people actually had the idea. And after the years and years and many other ventures, I figured, okay, if you actually have a good idea, dare to actually do it.
As an entrepreneur, what is that motivates and drives you?
I don't actually consider myself an entrepreneur. First of all, I'm just a regular guy with dreams, which I never stopped. I never stopped dreaming. If you succeed in certain things, you still want to keep yourself going. After a while, I was like, what am I doing this for? Why am I striving and struggling so hard over years and years? In the essence, I would like to really be able to give back. And it's not just making a small donation to something. I always tend to think really big. And for example, one of my dreams is I would like to build a school in some province, maybe in the Philippines. I mean, that's what I see as a fulfillment. Like, I'd like to have a business which will still be there when I'm gone. Like, I would like to build a lasting legacy, and I'd like to give back and help people. And I would like to see the world. It's like those 3 things are my essence. What I'm actually doing, anything I do, every day I wake up in the morning, I'd like to say, you need to create a vision that makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning.
So Chris, you're half Filipino, half German.
That's right.
So how was it like growing up in Germany, being half Filipino?
That struggle made me who I am today, and it took me like a really, really long time to get a grasp of where I'm from, because me growing up in Germany, I was like the only Filipino kid around. I didn't know any Filipinos until I was 24 maybe. When I met a few, they were like having an attitude I didn't really understand until I knew what it was like growing up there. When I visited the Philippines, I actually got where we came from as a culture and what it means to be Filipino, but I always saw it from a German standard. Therefore, I'm really happy that today, with all of our networking possibilities we have, you get to know more Filipinos that share the same traits as yourself, and especially many mestizos, like many mixed Filipinos, many German Filipinos. Shout out to my German Filipino friends. They know what I'm talking about. It's really, really hard having actually first no identity. And when they asked me, where are you from? And I said the Philippines, they didn't know what kind of city is that. It's not a city, it's a country, it's a heritage, it's a culture. But even having that culture and seeing how many different influences are in being a Filipino, that's what many people here in Germany don't have an idea about. They don't know that our culture is like a mixture of many other cultures, and then finding an identity as a growing up teenager, it gave me a hard time, but today it gave me also all of my trades, all of my good trades I have. Yeah, I challenge every fellow mixed or full Filipino to be proud of where we came from. It's always been a challenge for us all to learn what it's like being Filipino, especially for the ones abroad, because We know what it's like to be Italian from the movies, like what it's to be Black American. We know all of the cultures, but we don't know our own culture.
So Chris, how would an ideal trip to the Philippines look like for you?
First, I would like to have 3 days Manila to visit family, to get wasted, and after a few hangovers, I guess, maybe. Because the funny thing is, a friend of mine always says I'm way too German when I plan my trips to the Philippines, because I need a schedule, and you know how it is, I don't want to get in rush hour. So 3 days Manila, then I'll go to the Pagsanhan Falls for a trip to Tagaytay, roam around Poblacion, fly over to Cebu. Then I'd go shooting at the Wonderland shooting range in Cebu. Then I'd go scuba diving. Then whale watching to Boracay. Get wasted again a few hangovers. And then El Nido. Basically, yeah.
Siargao?
Haven't been there.
You need to go.
Haven't been there yet.
You
also,
love surfing.
Close. I don't surf though.
You can learn.
Okay, I'll learn surfing in Siargao. That's on my bucket list, most definitely. It's a holiday for a lifetime, and every time I go there, it always has to be packed with nice things to do.
And speaking of Filipino, what about Filipino food? What's your favorite food?
Jollibees? No, I'm just joking.
Well, you know what's my personal favorite? Tuna pie. During Lenten season, I love tuna pie.
Okay, but I haven't tried that. But what's the name? What's the name of the that chocolate rice?
Champurrado.
With the fish inside?
Chocolate.
The nasty version?
Toyo.
Okay,
Toyo.
yeah, that. I like that, and taho.
Okay.
Bicol Express is also really nice. Some lechon. Yeah, basically everything. And some good pancit, but it has to be well done. So the basic stuff, you know.
And have you tried balot?
No.
Never, ever?
Yes, when I was a kid. I also even had chicken feet, but that's a different story.
Okay,
but no,
I
rather not.
Oh, okay, I got it. What would you think when it comes to like being Filipino? What is your most I would say a habit? Do you have a habit where people, especially in Germany, are like, oh my gosh, you're not German in that sense?
It's a trait which I actually dislike about us, but I have is being late for a reason.
Being late for a reason?
Yeah, but the reason is Filipino time. So.
Oh, okay, I got it. I was like, okay.
That's my reason. And I like to just put on flip-flops and walk slowly in summertime.
Okay, why? Why is that?
I don't know, it's just like being really sloppy with my sandals on, and everywhere I go I just put my sandals on, a t-shirt, and just walk. And I like to put my t-shirt like they do sometimes. They just put it up which is forbidden. I heard it's forbidden at the moment, where you just put your t-shirt like this in summer, but you just pull it up and just walk
your sando, and then you just...
No, you just have your t-shirt and pull it up to here, and then just walk like that.
Okay.
Just let it breathe.
Okay. And then, are there any other things you still want to say to fellow Filipinos out there who are maybe wanting to move abroad, or who are living abroad, or even to Filipinos who live in the Philippines?
I would actually say be proud and make them respect you. You have to make them respect you. First of all, you need to believe in that you actually deserve the respect. And that's what many foreigners are still lacking of, because lack of knowledge, they still think we are living on coconut trees. Not the intelligent types, but the other ones, you still have to make them know more about where you come from, and that it's actually, we deserve our respect, and yeah.
So true.
We, as a culture, as a Filipino culture, still need to learn, and we need to connect more to each other and trust in our strength, which we have as people, and that is something to be very proud of.
That's so true. Oh my gosh. Chris, thank you so much for talking to us. You are truly inspiring, and I hope a lot of other people will hear your story and get really inspired by it too.
Oh, thanks you. Listen to her. Thanks,
Right, thank
thanks
you.
for having me. Thanks for having me.